Canaanland Moors, we're switching it up right now because we realize that we're having some issues on Ustream. Ustream has got some server error going on right now. So, we'll see what's good. Try this and see what manifests. Welcome, Canaanland Moors class. It's the 19th of May, 2000. 19th of May, 2015. We just want to say Islam to all the Moors, peace, love, and Hotep. Islam to the Moors worldwide, all the Moors that are continuing to study, continuing to do what they know that they got to do so that we can get this word out to the people about their nationality and birthrights, because the time really is now. Right? Noble Ali came 100 years ago. 100 years ago he came. And people still calling themselves black, Negro, colored, etc. Still, in this day and time, 2015, still calling themselves these slave labels. So, being that the people obviously have not been told about their prophet, we have an obligation as Moors who have this information. We have an obligation to tell the people so that they know. We have an obligation to tell them so that they know. Right? We want to start off with the readings by the prophet that's supposed to be read every meeting, so you can know what it is that you're up against when you say that you're a Moor. Right? This is the issue. That things that were supposed to be done has not been done. And majority of the things that haven't been done have not been done by our own. Because our own people are the ones that are keeping our people enslaved. Doesn't have to be like that, but that's what it is, unfortunately. So we're going to start with the reading to be read every meeting. Islam. I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance, and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven by my works, which I have performed in the last few years. Now, if we take that into consideration, if we take what Noble Drew Ali laid down for the Moors into consideration, and recognize that there were people on our side of the nation, there were people on our side that took the position of try to get Noble Drew Ali out the way so that they can have full, complete control of what he had established, right? When we look around and we see in 2015 that our people are not pushing status as the issue, or lack of status as the issue with regard to why we can't A, B, C, D, whatever, recognize that the fault is on the individuals after Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali did everything that he was supposed to do. There's even background information about Noble Drew Ali that he was such an addict that when he was in quote unquote jail, in prison in Chicago, that he foresaw certain things that were going to take place. This is while he was in prison. He foresaw things. And he wrote from prison to the Moors so that the Moors can know what's going on. Now, when we say Prophet Noble Drew Ali, it must be understood that we're not talking from some perspective. We're not talking from some angle of worship. How people, you might hear people say, prophet, and then you look at their actions and you realize that, they really don't know what's going on. We advise Moors, unconscious and conscious, to go get the FBI papers. Go get the FBI papers. It's free online. And go through the FBI papers with a fine-tooth comb. And when you go through the FBI papers, you're going to realize that individuals who were agents for the FBI, they're still around today. You want to know why the Moorish movement have problems? The people who sold out the Prophet, they're still around today. And people back them. And people follow them and listen to their whatever and buy their books and whatever else that they do. When the people who today are around claiming that they're Moors, claiming that therefore the people and the movement and whatever were directly connected to the assassination of Noble Drew Ali. And being a Moor means that you're familiar with what went down. Being a Moor doesn't mean that you just go file some papers or you have some card or whatever. Being a Moor means that you know the history of what went down. And the only way that you're gonna know what went down is if the information is presented. Because majority of the people that are in the Moorish movement, trust me, they're not with the Prophet. The only ones that are with the Prophet are the Moors that are known today as active Moors. Because Noble Drew Ali told the Moors that all Moors are active, not passive. So as soon as you see passive Moors, you already know they're not with the Prophet. As soon as you see passive Moors, as soon as you walk into a temple and you say, Taj Tariq Bey, and Moors start doing these ones, you already know they're not with the Prophet. As soon as you say RV Bey Publications, and Moors start talking about, well, you know, if I unsheath this scimitar, it can't go back in the sheath unless there's blood on it. Know that those Moors are down with the assassination of Noble Drew Ali. As soon as you hear unconscious Moors who have information about Moors but don't want to present it, they want to pretend like Moors don't know what they're talking about. And they start calling their people black and African and all these labels that slave master, foreign European slave master made up. Know that those people are down with the assassination. And if they're not down with the assassination, they're down with your denationalization, which is assassination. Killing your character. Killing your higher self. We are going to be going into issues leading up to Noble Drew Ali being assassinated. Stuff that's been put on the record before, right? But before we go there, we want to give honors to a good brother who we recognize and we hold dear, because he even told the people what's up, but they didn't listen to him. And you know, because it's the 19th, you know what I mean, we got to give him his props. So we want to say supreme solar return to the Moor El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, that black sellout Negroes called Malcolm X, who was a member of the Nation of Islam, and when he got gamed onto nationality and birthrights, he left. And we're going to prove today that he wasn't down with that Nation of Islam BS that they're pushing. White men are devils and black men are gods crap that they like to push. We want to also put on the record, take a good look at our good brother, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, who black leaders, sellout Negroes, call Malcolm X. Take a good look. Take a good look. Keep in mind that our brother, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, adopted El in his name, which is supposed to let you know that he was on the information. He didn't have to come out and say that he's more. The fact that he called himself El should let you know something. The fact that he called himself El, Malik El Shabazz, should let you know where his mindset was before he got assassinated. And remember, Farrakhan already fessed up that he created the atmosphere to get Hajj Malik El Shabazz assassinated. Right? So it's inside people that got him assassinated, not outside people. Go listen to Vatican Assassins by a European by the name of Phelps. Vatican Assassins. And he talks about that the only quote-unquote black leader that he respects is Malcolm X. Quote-unquote Malcolm X. Why? Because the Ku Klux Klan and the Nation of Islam had the same paymasters. And Hajj Malik El Shabazz knew that and put it out there. Remember, take a good look. Because what I want to present next, just for, you know, us to consider certain things, right? Piccolo, the Moor on Dragon Ball Z, with his turban, you know, wrapped like a Moor. We put up El Hajj too, so you can look at the shoulders, right? Short sleeve, the type of wear, the type of dress code, turban, once again, right? El Hajj. So the energy of Moors is everywhere. You can't escape it. It's a fact. If you don't want to accept the fact, stay in ignorance. Not mad at you. But we're not going to tolerate people talking about Malcolm X when he's a Moor and he proclaimed that he's El. It's interesting that you don't hear these people call Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay, but they'll call Hajj Malik El Shabazz Malcolm X and say that they honor him and that they care about him. Let's go further. There's no way that he's telling you about Negro being connected to chattel, which is cattle, if he wasn't studying more science and jurisprudence. If he's telling you that Negro comes from necro, which means corpse, he's reiterating the statement that Noble Drew Ali told the Moors. According to science, black means death. Because we already know Negro means black in Spanish. And if black is tied to necro, which means corpse, we already know what a corpse is, so we don't even have to justify anything. How about we just accept the fact that Hajj Malik El Shabazz was on the science. People could play games all they want to, But trust me, he's not turning in his grave for these Negroes that don't want to accept the fact. He is going to haunt these people till they die. He's going to haunt them for lying on him, calling him stuff that he didn't want to be called anymore. He knew Malcolm X was a slave name. He knew that he got played by the Nation of Islam by them calling him Malcolm X when Elijah and Fard were members of the Moorish Science Temple of America and knew that the people were not Negro, black, colored. That's why he left. Because he found out and the money. That's why they firebombed his house. Because he didn't sell out like the rest of them. Because he didn't sell out like the rest of them. All the same ones that we see today, the same ones that sold out Khalid Muhammad when he came out and said that he's a Moor, another ex-Nation of Islam, right? Captain Joseph X came out and said that his name's Yusuf Bey, another Nation of Islam, found out about Moorish nationality and changed tune immediately. But people aren't hearing that. They're going to make up stuff, call people fiction, when the reality of the situation is that everybody was getting on nationality and birthright. What do you think Black Panthers had guns and stuff, able to walk with guns on the street or whatever? That's constitutional rights that they were exercising. They were exercising constitutional rights. Black Panthers. You know, Negroes could walk with guns right now on the street. What were they doing? Exercising their constitutional right to bear arms. They had to have found out about status, nationality, or something to have that power. And because they could mobilize the people is why they took out Fred Hampton, Huey P., and all the rest of them. Same thing, insiders. Selling out. El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz. El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz. He was a Moor. He didn't come out and say, I'm a Moor. But his language, after he came back from Mecca, made you know that he was a Moor. How do we know that? Because he stopped playing that black and white crap that all these people that you see today that call themselves black leaders are still pushing. They say they honor him though. But not really, because they say they honor Malcolm X. And Malcolm X that's a fiction. So as soon as they say Malcolm X out their mouth, know that they're a fraud and they're getting ready to assassinate your character, or i.e. denationalize you, keep you as black as possible. Because once they can keep you black, once they can keep you Negro, even though El Hajj told you Negro comes from necro, which is a corpse. You want to be a corpse? Go right ahead. You have a right to be a corpse if you want to. You want to volunteer to be a corpse? You want to volunteer to go be at these stupid debates with all these guys talking about black people all the time? All you do is talk about black people. Denationalizing you. And you better go look up what denationalize means if you have any common sense. Because, like we say, Moors who are active and are on this information and their Moorish nationality, They used to call themselves black at one time. And if illiterate people, I know illiterate people that call themselves Moors. If somebody illiterate could understand why they're not black people and proclaim and declare their nationality, then nobody has any excuse as to why they shouldn't do it. Nobody. Because majority of the other people, you're intelligent enough to know. So don't be fooled by, people playing you because of your ignorance. Because remember, all the great debaters, they know. Polite, he's ex-Nuwapian. Dr. Malachi York told y'all that you're Moors. You tell me Polite doesn't know what's up? We already told you, Sanetter has multiple videos that he sat down with Moors personally. They brought all of the books or whatever to show that you're not black people. Still calling you black? All these Hebrew Israelites are on here. You're still calling people black people? When the Jews of Harlem called themselves Moors? Don't get played, because you're only playing yourself. Don't listen to these idiots. Status is the first issue. Status. What is your status? Who are you? And clearly, we're brown. So if you are brown and you're saying that you're black, don't you think people are going to think you're stupid? Don't you think people are going to think you're incompetent, you're an idiot? When clearly you're brown. Clearly you're brown. And you're calling yourself something that you're not. Willingly. So Hajj Malik El Shabazz, quote, "We declare our right on this earth to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary." But what are they going to do? They're going to show you a picture of El Hajj at a window with a gun and talk about by all means necessary and not tell you the rest of the quote. Playing you like fools because you don't think. Playing you like fools. Have picture on shirt and all that stuff. By any means necessary. Have everybody thinking that he was some revolutionary gun-toting idiot trying to kill crackers, when that wasn't even what was going down. That wasn't even what was going down. I'll tell you again. I'm going to put it on the record again, one more time, just so that you know. Just so that you're clear. Remember, all you've heard is by any means necessary. That's all they've told you. All the black leaders. All they've told you is by any means necessary. That's all they've told you. How come that's all they told you? Like why is that all that they told you? Think about it. Why would they only tell you that part of the quote? That's it. They say that they honor this man and they're misquoting him and they're quoting him in the wrong context. Once again, we declare our right on this earth to be human being. Not declare the right to be black people, not declare the right to be African, Not declare the right to be revolutionary and kill crackers. No, we declare the right to be human beings. Why would he say that? Why would he make that statement? Because at that time, he was looking at going to the UN for you niggers. He was trying to go to the UN for you. To be recognized as human beings. Because there's a Declaration of Rights for human beings. You didn't want it. You want to be Negro. After he told you that Negro is necro, which is a corpse. You want to be a corpse? Openly? That's why. Go check the record again. When he started shutting people up, when they start clapping after his speeches, we don't got time for no clapping. Shut the hell up. What are you clapping about? There's nothing to clap about. You know that we're in dire times right now? And he was new into the information. No different than new Moors who come into this information, and they're more active than Moors who've been had this information 80, 90 years. 80, 90 years. People had this information about Noble Drew Ali, and you're not Negro black colored. And all of a sudden now they're coming out now. They want to make videos now. They want to go and tour the U.S. Go do lectures all over the place, go on radio shows. Where were y'all 15 years ago? Where were y'all 10 years ago? Where were y'all 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago? Holed up in the temple. Like this is some clubhouse. You need a secret knock on the door in order to get in. The 19th today. Solar return. El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz. Who these people say that they honor. He's talking about human beings. They'll tell you that he is black people. They'll tell you his name is Malcolm X. We know Malcolm is slave name. We know X is a letter in the goddamn alphabet. It's not even a name. How's your last name a letter? You know how stupid that is? Your last name is just a letter? That's it? That's one letter. We declare our right on this earth to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, not to be respected as black people, not to be respected as slaves that are free now, not to be respected as Africans, not to be respected as continents and shades and colors, as human beings. But never read that part of the quote to you. But if they read that part of the quote to you, you'll realize that he wasn't on that black people kill cracker crap that you hear these people talking and misrepresenting him like he was down with that. He was not down with that. To be given the rights of a human being in this society. Why would you be given the rights of a human being? What is he appealing to? He's appealing to the people who didn't have rights because they called themselves Negro, black, colored, and everything else. And they know that they built this society up during slavery, built everything around here. And you have no right to anything around here? You built everything, but you have no right to anything. And you're just sitting there pleading, begging slave master for 40 acres and a mule, all this type of madness? You want to drink from black fountains and white fountains and all that? You want to go through the white door? Or you just open your own goddamn restaurant. But They won't do that because they listen to these sellout leaders who's still selling them out. 2015, they're still selling them out. (2015), still selling these people out. Once again, Hajj Malik El Shabazz, and I quote, "Nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you equality or justice or anything. If you're a man, you take it." People could say what they want, you know, Kudro's assuming stuff or whatever. So Moors, a man is a Moorish American national. Moorish American national. That's a man. If you're a man, you take your freedom. How you take your freedom? Proclaiming your nationality, just like El Hajj did. Malik El Shabazz. All the names in the world. All the names in the world that he could pick. He picked Malik El Shabazz. All the names that he could pick. Why L? Why that? Like, why that? Just ask yourself the question. Why would he say L? You go check the record. Only people that say that they're L are Hebrew Israelites who have a nationality and Moors who have a nationality. And when we say Moors, we're not just talking about people in North America or whatever like that. We're talking about globally. You just go find some L's out there and Bays or whatever like that, and they'll tell you that they were dignitary, diplomat, regent, consul, everything to do with exactly what Moors teach. And this is not some little corner that we're telling these people to claim. This is world. This is international when we say more. Nobody can give you freedom. All these people out here marching and picketing or whatever, what's that they're looking for? They're looking for somebody to give them freedom. All these guys out here playing around, calling you black people when they should know better. Because, you know, if they honor Khalid, they're going to lie to you and tell you that Khalid said he's a black man. They're going to lie to you to your face and tell you that Khalid Muhammad said that he's a black man. When Khalid Muhammad told all those new Black Panther Party, the Nation of Gods on Earth, everybody who was at that lecture, that he's a Moor. And then he got sense enough to know that he's a Moor. And he's not Kunta Kinte. So if he's not Kunta Kinte, that means he's saying he's not African. He's not a slave. He's not black. But, you know, great debaters, you know, they're going to get their little shine, you know what I mean? Holding the casket of Khalid Muhammad and making sure that they look in the camera while they're holding the casket. So they can get their little props that they were there. They held the casket of Khalid Muhammad. Oh yeah, you're special. You're not special, you're a sellout. Because Khalid Muhammad said that he's a Moor. Documented fact out of his own mouth. And all you people, new Black Panther Party, Black Power, Black Supremacy, talking all that garbage. When Khalid said he's a Moor out of his own mouth. Islam too. But these people aren't going to teach you about that part of Khalid Muhammad. They're going to go to the old stuff and talk about, oh, you know, he's a black man and he knew he was a black man and all that. Liars. To your face. You know, stupid you look to the world, that even Khalid Muhammad, black power general, nobody was blacker than Khalid Muhammad. Khalid Muhammad was the blackest that you can get. And he threw away all that black crap and said that he's a Moor. And what? You're just gonna pretend like you never said that? Islam to the Moors that brought that out. Because if they didn't bring that out, you know they tried to bury that stuff there. You know these black guys tried to bury that. No. You know that they're pissed that that's online right now. Pissed. Because that's their boy, Khalid. Black power general. Kill crackers. Bury them, dig them up, kill them again and all that. Khalid Muhammad said that he's a Moor. Malik El Shabazz. That's a Moorish name. You're not going to say that you're Moor because some black guy told you that if you say that you're a Moor, you're going to get arrested. Some black guy told you that if you say that you're a Moor, you're going to be on terrorist list. Really? You fall for that crap there? You really fell for that crap right there. That's how stupid. It's no different than BT coming out and saying, we're not putting no conscious shows on TV. People are stupid. Same thing. Selling your ass out. But you don't watch BT though. So make sure you go watch your little shows and all that stuff on there. They're selling you out. Been sold you out. Not even selling. Sold you out. So they would never, only one individual that's so-called new Black Panther that came out and echoed the message of Khalid Muhammad, and that was Malik Zulu Shabazz. Because he came out and said that he's a Moor. That he knows that he's a Moor, and he knows about Noble Drew Ali and what Noble Drew Ali brought and all that stuff and whatever like that. So he already, he took bar. So he already sold out to the other side. That's why he has a bar card. That's why he's the head of some black lawyer crap right now. But he left those booths in the Black Panther Party though. He had enough common sense to do that. But he wasn't doing the hypocrisy. Khalid tell you guys that you're Moors, and then now you guys talking about kill crackers and stupid stuff like that. When a cracker is biscuit, salted, whole wheat, whatever, it's a cracker. You kill a cracker, you think you did something to the European? You kill a white man, you think you did something to the European? And I'm still waiting for you guys to show me the white man that you guys killed. I'm waiting for that. Please show me the white man that you guys killed. Just bring his body up. Show it on YouTube. Because, the European could show you all the black guys that they killed. What they got? Listen. They got pictures for days of black guys that they killed. And we're not even talking about modern. We're talking about even going back to slavery. They got records of black guys that they killed. Find me one that you guys killed. With all that talk that you're talking. Hypocrites. People follow them. People listen to them. People go to debate and clap and all that stuff with them. Not joke time. Serious times right now. And trust me, if you don't get out of the way, you're going to get ground to powder. Because this European is doing everything that he can to steal your birthright because you don't want it. Don't worry about Moors. Don't even worry about Moors. Don't worry about what Moors are doing. But I wonder what the Moors are doing. You better worry about yourself proclaiming your nationality. Declare something. But if you don't declare anything, trust me, you will be victim. And you wouldn't have anybody to blame but yourself because you've been told. Moore's been told you. El Hajj told you. Ivan Van Sertima told you. Stanley Lane Poole told you. David McRitchie told you. Everybody told you that you're Moors. European Dictionary told you. Everybody told you. Will Smith in Wild Wild West told you. Martin told you. True Romance told you. Long Ships told you. You still not going to be Moors? Nas told you. Yassine Bey told you. You're still not going to be Moors. Pac told you. You're not going to be Moors. Mariah Carey told you. Nick Cannon told you. You're still not going to be Moors. Miami Heat dressed up like Moors for Chris Bosh's birthday party. They told you. You're still not going to be Moors. Noriega told you. You know, CNN, what, you know, Nori. And he's on the album cover like this. Or the album insert. Why are you doing this for? Where do you get this from? Only one people do this. Lil Wayne turned Zulu. Zulus are Moors. Lil Wayne told you. Don't worry about pink and purple dreadlocks and stuff like that. Don't get twisted. Stevie Wonder told you. What do you want? How much do you have to be told that you're Moors? Forget about the Moors told you. People who just have information told you. Put it in movies, put it in books, put it in songs that you're Moors. And you're not going to be Moors? You're really not going to be Moors. You must have some type of supreme mental slavery. If you can't get that you're not black people, you keep playing this game that you're black, you must have some type of mental problem. Serious mental problem that you need to go get checked out because clearly you're brown and you're calling yourself black, you got mental problems. You need to go psychiatrist or something like that. You need to go get a shrink, go sit down and lay down in the chair and tell whatever you got to tell. Because you obviously have some serious mental problems if you're telling me that you're black and justifying it. With no proof. Because I can clearly see that you're brown people. So there's no way that you can justify to me that you're black because I can clearly see that our people are brown or dark. There's no justification whatsoever. You know, it's okay. Do your thing. I mean, Noble Ali said, the temple door. Because the European is going to be beating them in the head to come to the Moorish Science Temple. European. Because you can only do so much with bodies. No, you can only do so much. You can only openly, they can only be open season on killed niggers for so long. They can't do that forever. Eventually they're going to have to stop that and just tell these people, okay, you know what, forget it. Okay, we tried, we tried, we tried. You're going to the Moorish Science Temple now. We're going to cut off your welfare check if you don't go to the Moorish Science Temple for claiming your nationality. It's going to get to that stage. We're going to fire you if you don't go to the Moorish Science Temple. We're going to freeze your bank account. You better come back with some type of card saying that you're a Moor so we can unfreeze your bank account. You think European wants to be dealing with the Negro problem? That's not their job. And we've been telling you people that you're Moors, proclaiming your nationality. 100 years later, 2015, you're still telling me that you're black and you're African, African American and all this? Malik El Shabazz, I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who it is for or against. I'm a human being, first and foremost. And as such, I am for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole. Humanity as a whole? Humanity. Not the black nation, not the Africans of the world, humanity. Is he a sellout now? You're going to start calling El Hajj a sellout? Because, you know, he's for truth, no matter who tells it. So that means that whether it's a European, whether it's Hindustani, whether it's Scandinavian, whether it's whoever, once they're telling the truth, he's down with them. Does that mean that you, black power, whatever people, are going to start doing El Hajj like you do to the Moors? I hope so. Because you'll be a hypocrite not to. I want to see all you black power guys start dissing El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, because he's a Moor. He wouldn't have the name El if he's not a Moor. So you better start dissing him. You better start dissing Khalid Muhammad, because he said that he's a Moor. You better start dissing Taj Tariq Bey, because he said that he's a Moor. Don't be picking sides, diss these Moors over here, but then not diss whatever because he can get you 50,000 views. Because you know that's the only reason why you guys don't diss Taj Tariq Bey. Because you know that he gets you views on your little channels and your little blog talk shows and whatever else that you got, that you put him on. And you know that he got a heart of gold and he'll come on your show even though you call yourself black and call your people black and all that. You know he's going to come sit in front of the camera still. Because he doesn't have an agenda. Just wants to get information to the people. That's all. So I want to see all you black power people, El Hajj, Khalid, even Farrakhan. You guys better start dissing Farrakhan. He had Noble Drew Ali up at Savior's Day on the poster. So he obviously recognizes, because he said that the people are Moors. He said that Noble Drew Ali brought Islam to America. Farrakhan. So make sure you diss him too. And anybody else who came out and said that they're Moors, make sure y'all diss them. Don't be hypocrites now and pick sides and stuff like that. El Hajj finally left the Nation of Islam in 1964. Later that same year, in an attempt to find true religion of Islam, as is practiced by millions of followers around the world, El Hajj embarked on a voyage that would ultimately change his beliefs, life, and attitude about America. He landed in Mecca, Arabia, to undergo the holy pilgrimage. Oh, don't you guys say that Arabs or whatever put you guys in slavery or whatever like that, black guys. Make sure you diss Al-Hajj, because you know he went to the Arabs, he went to Mecca and all that stuff, you know, where the Arabs are. You didn't go to Africa, go to no continent, you know what I mean, whatever like that, where you guys say you came from slavery. He went to Mecca, where the Arabs are. You know the Arabs, the same guys that you guys say are, you know, the guys that put you in slavery. You know, the sand niggers. You know the pale Arabs who put you in worse slavery than the European. Yeah, well, Al-Hajj, your boy, you went to go check them. So make sure you diss him. Don't not diss Al-Hajj, but diss Moors. Because Al-Hajj is a Moor. So make sure you diss him. The whole crew, you know, conscious mental wrestling crew, make sure you diss Khalid Muhammad. Don't side with Khalid Muhammad, because, you know, Khalid Muhammad said that he's a Moor and he honors Noble Drew Ali, just like what the Moors say. So make sure you diss him. He landed in Mecca, Arabia, to undergo the holy pilgrimage, an act that all well-to-do Orthodox Muslims are required to participate in. This experience had a very positive impact on him. Despite the racial frustrations, he carried on and wrote in a letter to his wife, quote, "Never have I witnessed such sincere hospitality and the overwhelming spirit of true brotherhood as is practiced by people of all colors and races here in Mecca. This pilgrimage has forced me to rearrange much of my thought patterns, to toss aside some of my previous conclusions. In the words and in the actions and in the deeds of quote-unquote white Muslims, I felt the same sincerity that I felt among the quote-unquote black African Muslims of Nigeria, Sudan, and Ghana." You're not talking about kill crackers. Talking about brotherhood with the European. Al-Hajj. Talking about brotherhood with the European. So does that make him a cracker lover? If he's a cracker lover, like you guys say, Moors are cracker lovers because we got dictionaries and we say that free white people and all that stuff, then you should be dissing Al-Hajj. Make sure you diss him. Make sure you diss him. Don't hold out on dissing Al-Hajj. Make sure you diss him. I'm begging you, please diss him, because he's a cracker lover. He's a European white man lover, because he said out of his own mouth that he feels the same sincerity among black African Muslims that he does among white Muslims. While racial hatred in America had forced blacks into the lowest depths of society, Al-Hajj had encountered a land where the color of the skin played absolutely no factor in any aspect of life. We'll honor some Al-Hajj today and show you that he was telling you. And you listened to the black leaders who sold, lied on him, calling him Malcolm X still today. They just had Malcolm X Day BS in Atlanta. Malcolm X Day. When his name is Hajj Malik El Shabazz, but if they, you know, say that, then you'll know that he was a Moor. His name was El, and that's a Moorish name, brought to the Moors, resurrected for the Moors by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, that all these fakers are dissing, trying to get you to denationalize yourself. But, you know, you're going to go to Malcolm X parade, run up and down the place, red, black, green flags and all that, talk about you honor him. You don't honor him. You guys are some hypocrites. soulless hypocrites. Don't honor him. No, you don't. You don't honor him. Because Hajj Malik El Shabazz did the same thing that Muhammad Ali did. And you guys never call Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay. Never. While segregation in America had forced blacks to survive in the poorest of living conditions, the quote-unquote white leader of Arabia had invited El-Hajj to stay not only in his extravagant palace, but in his own room. While quote-unquote whites had beaten, raped, and attacked blacks, while fire hoses were unleashed at black civilians, while hungry dogs were released on black protesters, while white supremacist groups like KKK used violence to intimidate blacks, El-Hajj had eaten from the same plate, drunk from the same glass, while praying to the same God with fellow Muslims whose eyes are bluest of blue, whose hair was blondest of blonde, whose skin was whitest of white. And that's from Malcolm X tape 2, 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 48 seconds. I hope you hate him, you black guys, you black-hearted hypocrite bastards. I hope you hate him. Don't give me that you love Malcolm X. Ain't nobody named Malcolm X. Get the hell out of here. Hajj Malik El Shabazz. Address him correctly or shut the hell up. Because you're hypocrites. Man died for you people. Died for you people. Solar return today. Spirit's coming back. Not playing. He died for you. Riddled with bullets by his own brothers for you. And what they do? Same thing like they did with Noble Drew Ali. Know that he brought all the remedies that it'll cure you of anything you're not born with, but they're going to lie and say he died of some pneumonia, tuberculosis, or something like that. When the reason why Noble Drew Ali died, because they kicked his ass to death. Moors, not Chicago police, Moors beat him up. Same thing with Khalid. It's odd that, you know, Khalid dying and only his wife and his son is around him. Is that something not going off in your head? Somebody was down with stuff? Really think that he died of an aneurysm? He died of an aneurysm. Really? All that yelling and stuff that he did prior to his death, he never got an aneurysm. He never popped a blood vessel in his vein. You used to see the vein pop up on his head and stuff like that when he was speaking. He never popped a blood vessel in his vein doing no lecture. All of a sudden he just died of a brain aneurysm. You don't think something's wrong? You don't think something's wrong with that? Right after he starts talking that he's a Moor and all that, honor Noble Drew Ali and tell all these people that they're Moors, all of a sudden, a year later, he's dying of some brain aneurysm. You know he was poisoned. Know that. Doesn't take rocket science to figure out that they poisoned Khalid Muhammad. Well, because they couldn't make him a martyr. couldn't make him a martyr. That wouldn't have been wise. They couldn't have did him like they did with El Hajj. And if you can, this is just for the 13 people online, please spread the word to all the social media or whatever that, you know, this is where we're at. Because Ustream has people bummy that there's no class. Ustream has people bummy that there's no class. Right? It is from to Arabia that El Hajj learned about the value of brotherhood. He learned to trust people, whites in particular. El Hajj learned the color of one's skin does not reflect what kind of person you are. Rather, that one's actions reflect the quality of a person. He learned that coexistence can and will work. Something that El Hajj previously believed could never happen. Echoing the same theme, Noble Drawley said. Humanity. Humanity. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice being practiced by people of the world will end all this confusion and all this madness going on. And keep in mind that El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz, the Moor, was new to this information. He didn't have all the keys. He didn't have all the keys. But he had enough to know that he has to move away from separation, like how these guys talk, you know, all the Moors, they want to unite with the European when we should separate. Where are you separating from? How are you going to separate from humanity? You a fool? You're going to separate from humanity. How are you going to separate from humanity when you're the founders of humanity? How the father, how are you going to be Sheikh Ras Sadi El and then say that your son, Kasadi El, is a deadbeat and you don't want to be with him? He has nothing to do with you. What do you mean? That's your son. I don't care if you don't like him. That's your son. Deal with it. You brought him in, deal with it. Just like the European, we brought him in, deal with it. Don't hate because they stole your birthright and they're doing with your birthright what you never did with it and now you're mad. Don't be mad. How about consider what they're doing? How about recognize that you played yourself listening to your black leaders telling you crap about black people, white people, and certain people are devils and certain people are gods or whatever like that, when the real devil is the black one. Ask Prodigy, he'll tell you. Prodigy will tell you. When I got locked up in prison, a European showed me more love than niggers who I knew for 15, 20 years. European. Just go listen to the song Black Devils by Prodigy. Mobb Deep. You know who Prodigy is. And then go listen to the song Skull and Bones too. So he can tell you that Illuminati is your stuff. And people stole your stuff and they're using your stuff against you because you're an idiot. About Europeans have some power. All the power the Europeans have is because they're feeding off you dumb Negroes who don't want to have a nationality. All the power that European has is because it's feeding off you dumb black people, especially the conscious ones. You guys are the worst. guys are the worst. Because you should know better. You're conscious. And you're saying that you're black people? You claim that you're conscious, but your name's Jack. You're conscious though. You got all these books or whatever at your house or whatever, your name's Jack. And then when Morris asks you what your nationality is, you want to talk about your nationality is black African. My nationality is black power. Talking stupid. It's not a game out here. Arm yourself with knowledge. Knowledge of your nationality and your birthright. Because you can. Trust me. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, the whole Hidden Colors crew, all the black guys telling you about black and all that stuff is who you are. And they're telling you, yeah, the Moors and whatever, and then they go back over here and now they're calling you black and Hidden Colors 2, 3, 4, 7, 12, 15, they're calling you black. I thought Moor meant black. So okay, so chair means something to sit on. Nobody doesn't go around calling a chair something to sit on. You call it a chair. You call it what it is. You don't call something by the definition. So if Moor means black, why are you calling yourself by the definition? If Moor means black, why don't you just call yourself Moors? Or are you guys under some mental slavery? Or are you guys just stupid and incompetent? That's like people who's going to message us, well, you know, you should be easy on your brothers because we came from the streets selling drugs to people. And we know that we're not black people because it's common sense. It's not rocket science. If you don't get that, you're an idiot. If you don't get that you're not black, you're a fool and you deserve everything that you get from this European. Ask for it. Begged for it. So the last thing you should be calling yourself is black. That should be the last thing that you call yourself. Better you call yourself African. But then you can't do that because people from the continent don't call themselves African. So then you look like a stupid idiot again. Because nobody calls themselves African. And don't even tell me about colored and Negro and all that stuff because you already know you don't even go there. Don't even bring up those ones. It's the time right now is to get down to what the Moors are trying to tell you. I don't care about dirty Moors. They're done already. Their time's over. They're not even, it's the conscious blacks that are the problem. The real dirty Moors are the conscious blacks who sit down with Moors, build with Moors, talk with Moors. Yeah, Moors, we're all one family and whatever like that. But you guys say that you're black. Why don't you just say that you're Moors? What do you mean? We're one family. We're not no family with no stateless people. What are you trying? Why are you leeching off Moors? You hate Moors so much, but you got Moors up in your video doing 3-hour lectures sitting on your couch. You got debate going on with Moors, but you hate Moors so much? Why are you giving Moors passes? And certain Moors, you diss them, tell them that they're nigger. Frauds, all these guys. And keep playing. Keep playing with them. Trust me, y'all gonna get yours. It's not even a joke. because the great God of the universe is not pleased. And Drew Ali already told y'all, you see, Chile got their earthquake or whatever. You think this is a game out here? Noble Drew Ali came to so-called black people because he needed them the most. And when you check the FBI papers, you'll find out that there was millions of people that were down with the Moorish movement when Noble Drew Ali was around. After they assassinated him, all your black leaders rose to prominence. And then you started chasing after them instead of going and studying like Noble Drew Ali told you to do. Chasing after them because you want to be goddamn followers. Instead of being I self-law and master. You want to be followers. Chasing stateless people. Talking crap about white people. And black people. And racism. And segregation. And integration. And illusion of inclusion. And all this crap. When El Hajj came out and told y'all, Negro is a corpse, Negro is chattel is cattle, beasts of the field. Why don't be that? You're gonna get yours. You're being warned. But we already know as Moors, we're not gonna save everybody. Not everybody's gonna get down with this. But all these people getting shot up or whatever, we're going to use them as an example for you to see what you're going to get. If it's not you, it's going to be your family members. Guaranteed. Somebody call me today. Rest in peace to your family member. What did he get? Shot up. Found in some ravine somewhere. Why? Being nigger. Being black. Invincible, because, you know, you're black. Today, family member dead. Why? Because they want to be black. Found in a ravine, shot up. I told you, find a Moor that day and shot up. Find me a Moor. Because remember, they're going to tell you, oh, Noble Drew Ali got it. No, Moors killed Noble Drew Ali, not Europeans. But it's a good try, though. It's a good try. But we know better than that. Oh, Al Hajj? Oh, yeah. Brothers killed him. Yeah. Always your own. Always your own. You haven't learned yet? That the real devil is the black devil. You worry about some European. European have no power. Like I said, the only power European has is when he cheats from dumb Negroes. Because European doesn't take from Moors. And any Moors that you see in situation with the European is because those Moors' spirit is messed up and they don't study. So they're getting what they deserve. Any Moors that you see going through anything where they're suffering, like suffering because of some European doing something to them, because they thought that this was a national movement and they left the divine out and played themselves. That's the truth. You could accept that or not accept it. That's up to them. But Drew Ali said this is divine and national for a reason. And if you think that you could hop, skip, and jump around the divine and just deal with the national and just have no plates and just have no whatever and discharge debts and do and promissory notes and do all this crap and not connect yourself to the divine part of this, you're gonna suffer, guaranteed. And don't blame the European, blame your dumb ass for not taking Noble Drew Ali serious. Not recognizing that he's a mastermind. And he told Moors, I'm watching you guys from the Soul Claim. lace up your boots or whatever. I'll be watching you from the soul plane. Yeah, not watching nobody. Yeah. Just look at the Moors that's suffering. Let's go on MHHS and read all them names. Listen to all them names that they're naming off every week for Moors that got kidnapped, getting held still. Bet you. Because they skipped over the divine, playing like this is a national movement only. You try building your house on one pillar, see what happens. Build your house on one pillar, see what happens. Not a game anymore. This thing's picking up speed. They're fueling this engine with spiritual coal, right? And nobody's escaping if they're not right. Juali said if his mom's not right, he's not getting through. So what do you think? You think you could not be right? If Juali's mom's not right, she's not getting through. That's his mom. What message do you think he's sending to you? If he's saying that if his mom's not right, she's gonna get it. You think you get a pass? So you got a fez and you bought a book from somebody? When Malcolm returned to his trip, he immediately started preaching his new philosophy. He developed new ideas about race in America and how its relation in the world, foreign policy and politics, and African American unity. Perhaps the greatest change in Malcolm's beliefs were his ideas regarding relationships between whites and blacks. His conversion to Orthodox Islam changed his views about whites completely. In one of his speeches after his Mecca trip, he writes, "I am not a racist. In the past, I permitted myself to make sweeping indictments of all white people, the entire white race. And these generalizations have caused injuries to some whites and perhaps did not deserve to hurt. Because of my spiritual enlightenment, as a result of my pilgrimage to Mecca, I no longer subscribe to make sweeping indictments of any one race." But you're going to listen to these clowns tell you about kill crackers and stuff, and they still never showed me a cracker yet that they killed. They're going to talk about black supremacy and kill the white man, and they're going to show pictures of hanging slaves and stuff like that and have you feel like European did something to you when you caused yourself to get lynched by being something that you're not. Just like you caused yourself to get shot up by being something that you're not. Because remember, European dictionary, he knows that you're Moors. And he knows that everything under black is negative. That's like we challenge all the black guys, all the black power, black supremacy guys. We challenge you. I dare you. Go drink some black cesspool water and tell me after you drink that if black means life. Challenge you. Not do burn flag challenge and stomp on the flag challenge and ice bucket challenge. No, how about drink some black cesspool water challenge? How about that? Go drink some black cesspool water and tell me if black means life. Since you guys rep that, you know, there's your challenge. Betting you don't do it. Bet you don't do it. Let these people play you with their stupidness about black people and that you're black. Let them play you. You're only playing yourself, and you're gonna get it because ignorance is no excuse. Forget law, because we already know Negro, black, colored people, they're not even interested in no law. So forget law. Ignorance, period, is no excuse. Well, I didn't know it. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have drank the black cesspool water. Your stupid ass shouldn't have drank the cesspool water. Talking about stomach cramps and stuff. It is at this time Malcolm X had changed his name from the Nation of Islam trademark of X to a traditional Orthodox Muslim name, Malik El Shabazz. This change in his name probably signifies his complete separation from the Nation of Islam's radical philosophy about racial separation, the Orthodox Islamic beliefs and equality. When you become a true Muslim, you don't look at a man as being black, brown, red, or yellow. You look at him as being a man. It's El Hajj talking. Quote, when you become a true Muslim, which means that there's untrue Muslim. And we all know that study that the true Muslims are the Muslims. And Muslims are fraud. When you become a true Muslim, you don't look at a man as being black, red, or yellow, or brown. You look at him as being a man. So since we gave our honors to El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz, we're going to the topic of today's class. Does being a Moor mean you're going to get arrested? We'll say, no, doesn't mean that. Like we explained before, anybody telling you that being a Moor is going to get you arrested is no different than the house niggers that told the slaves who were trying to escape the plantation, don't go. I repeat, anyone telling you you don't want to be a Moor because, and then they lay out some negative stuff to get you scared of being a Moor. That is equivalent to the niggers in the house that would hear, find out, eavesdrop on field Negroes getting ready to leave the plantation and try to convince the field Negroes, don't leave the plantation. If you leave the plantation, then how are you going to eat? How are you going to survive? Where are you going to get your shoes from? Where are you going to get your this and that from? Master provides everything for us. You listen to house Negroes, just as bad as them. If you listen to house Negroes, you're just as bad as them. Because we know they don't have the guts. We know that they're punks. That's why they sat there and videotaped Blue Pill getting arrested. Then obviously, you know, he got released after, right? 2 times. Just the other day, marching, picketing, doing some nigger stuff as a Moor, got kidnapped. Well, he got released. So being a Moor doesn't really go like that. You don't really get arrested. As a Moor, what you do is you get detained. Because Europeans know that they don't have any jurisdiction over active nationals. That's why if you go to court, so-called court, and you sit there for a day, and you see all these other Asiatics with charges for something, whatever, doesn't matter what it is. They go up to the front, they know what their defense is, no English. And the judge is going to tell them, okay, you go get your lawyer adjourned to some other time. Murder charge, whatever. No, check out the pattern of the prison population. Asiatics, Latinos, Hispanics, Mexicans, whatever. Oh yeah, and Europeans. Nobody else commits crimes around here? Oh, everybody else is national. Everybody else is national. And the European knows that he doesn't have jurisdiction over nationals. Don't believe me? Just go check the prison population. Bet you every prison is overpopulated by Negro, black, color, includes Hispanics, Latinos, everybody else that claims to be something other than national. We had some testimonials, but we're going to save those because it doesn't even need to be put out there. What we do need to put out there is this little story with regard to Noble Drew Ali. Because, you know, these Moor haters like to bring up the fact that Noble Drew Ali got arrested, right? So if Noble Drew Ali got arrested, then how are you going to tell me that nationality is going to protect me? So this is bringing the people back into the constitutional fold of government, right? You can get that at publications.com, and we're going to go to page 36. Far we get in 20 minutes. Background information. At first, they threatened the formers of the organization of deceiving and taking money under false pretense and as a confidence game. They threatened to prosecute them. This is before the FBI were aware of just how many temples existed across the nation. And at that time, so many more were popping up. Note, recognize, so many more temples were popping up. If so much temples were popping up, you, Moorish American, that lives in an area where there's no temple, have to ask yourself, what the hell have these people been doing in the past 80 years? Why there's no temple where you're at, but during Noble Drew Ali's time, there was a temple there. Everybody who's in a jurisdiction where there's no Moorish Science Temple, do your research in your area and find out how come The place that was called Moorish Science Temple in your area is now a meat store, is now a dollar store, is now a Walmart, is now a church, is now a convenience store, is now a liquor store, is now everything else but a Moorish Science Temple. That's because of Moors, dirty Moors, whose names are in the FBI papers today still, and they're still around today talking about there's some type of authority in the Moorish movement. They were all over the activities of the Moorish Science Temples. Now, things they could not do was obtain a great deal of information about the Moorish divine and national movement prior to his death. During the Prophet's days, there did not exist a protocol of reporting the names of the members/citizens to any government reporting agency, including records. During Noble Ali's time. This goes for all the Moors out there who belong to so-called temples, and you have to give up your driver's license, number, name, and card, social, name and card, birth certificate, health insurance policy number, all this type of stuff. You're giving all this stuff to these people. You think they're not turning that into the authorities? Think they're not selling you out? Moors, huh? Not European Moors. FBI, COINTELPRO Moors, who are still around today, selling your information. That's a violation of the Privacy Act, but we're not going to go there because, you know, acts is not law, so they could do whatever they want. The temple itself was placed on the record, but all records and names of members were kept as records of the various temples. If a Moor were to have an encounter with the inferior courts or policy enforcers, then a Moorish consulate would come to one's aid. That's how it used to run during the Prophet's time. Not running like that now, because half these Moorish science temples out here, as soon as you get in trouble, they're talking about they don't want nothing to do with you, they have nothing to do with you, that guy's not a member and all this type of stuff, when you've been paying dues to them. Playing you. Been playing you. Temples began popping up under the divided faction of leaders who claimed that they were the rightful heir to the association. In fact, there were two, not one, but two who said that they were the reincarnated Drew Ali. Two people said that they were reincarnated Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali reincarnated into two people. Noble Drew Ali, right, died, right? And two different people said that I'm Noble Drew Ali, I'm back. And people fell for that. Now we all know that reincarnation is not done in a full-grown body, only a newborn, right? I am sure that they were feeling the spirit of the Prophet and got that confused. One of those claiming to be reincarnated was Noble Drew Ali's chauffeur, Steve Gibbons L., and the other was Ira Johnson Bay of Pittsburgh. Now, Johnson Bay invaded Malik El's office or home, demanding recognition to be the new leader. Malik El was up by the invasion. In fact, the description is that he was mauled. Then Johnson kidnapped Kirkman Bay, demanding the last will and testament of Noble Drew Ali. This led to Kirkman's wife telling the police that she thought her husband was being held at Johnson's house. The police went to Johnson's home and a shootout ensued. 2 policemen and 1 Moorish brother was killed. 63 Moors were arrested. Johnson was committed to an asylum as criminally insane. He died there. Gibbons was later apprehended after he forced himself into Attorney Payne's home in search of Noble Drew Ali's papers. Gibbons was also sent to an insane asylum where he spent several years. Later in 1941, he headed a temple named as Temple Number 1. There were 6 temples claiming that they were Temple Number 1. Remember, this is all after Noble Drew Ali left the forum, right? So Noble Drew Ali left the forum. There was 1 temple, right? He said so himself, 1 prophet, 1 temple. After he left the forum, 800 number 1 temples. Moors did this, not Europeans or whatever. Moors. Same thing that Drew Ali said in the letter. People are jealous of his fame and nobility, and they are trying every weak mind to drag out the true foundation. And they tried every weak mind. And why were they able to try every weak mind? Because these same individuals who were claiming to be number 1 temple, claiming to be reincarnated or whatever, were the adepts that were around Noble Drew Ali. And it was their job to teach the people what was up. And they didn't teach them anything. They left the people deaf, blind, and dumb in their dead status. Abandoned the people to fight for Noble Drew Ali's position. Imagine that. These guys are disciples of Noble Drew Ali. They didn't say, we're going to go teach. Let me not say they, because Emily Ill did what he was supposed to do. CMB did what he was supposed to do, you know what I mean, right? 5 or 6 more did what they're supposed to do. All the rest of them, they're busy fighting for Noble Drew Ali's fame and nobility and abandoned the people. Now you see why people just got up and left this, went and joined the UNIA, went and joined Nation of Islam, went and joined all these other things, because events leading to the death of the Prophet. Let's do a backup to just before Noble Drew Ali passed form in 1929, as this is what led to the above debauchery. Noble Drew Ali successfully headed the Moorish divine and national movement of the world under the Moorish holy temples of science, with thousands of members that had went into close to 1 million or more by the time of the infiltration. He gained respect and support of various congressmen, such as Oscar the Priest, as Noble Drew Ali was a true diplomat. There was a fellow member, Claude Green, who became very jealous of him and wanted to take over the operations. Now, I can't be sure if Green was a devoted member or an informant, as there is very little information leading to the event wherein Drew Ali and Green had an argument. Green put Noble Drew Ali's furniture out on the street as an indication that he was now the new leader. Later, they found Green's body shot and stabbed. They, the FBI, immediately came after Drew Ali, where they found him sitting with his wife and some members collaborating, as the FBI claimed. They took him to prison. He had 2 consuls who later gained political prominence, Aaron Payne and William L. Dawson, or Davison. The principal being Payne. Payne put things together, and this is why Gibbons broke into his office. While Noble Drew Ali was in prison, he wrote the following letter, which is said to be the last writings of his, because when he got out on bail, he was dead within a few weeks. So Noble Drew Ali was in prison, but then he got released from prison. But he didn't get released from prison home. He got released into the hands of who were his quote-unquote consul that set him up in the first place when they killed Green, Claude Green. Because remember, like we said in the beginning, The idea, the perspective was, once you get Noble Drew Ali out the way, now we can claim everything else. This was their plan. And then once they claim everything else, they suppress the national side of the movement and flip the divine side into this being some Moorish church. Which is why today, you go to New York, you go to Detroit, you go to Baltimore, you go to Pittsburgh, you go to couple other temples all over the place. They got church going on, singing hymns to Noble Drew Ali. Hymns to Noble Drew Ali. Moors. It's not European influence. This is Moors that set this up for this stagnation to be going on. Why we have right now where active Moors now took what Noble Drew Ali presented to the Moors, went over there, took 3, 4, 5, 7, 12, 15, 20 years studying, realized, hold on a second, this is what this is? You mean it's not what these guys are saying, that they're more science temple and that's what? We need to let the people know about this. Flood the place with information about really what the Moorish movement is. And then now you have all these FBI, COINTELPRO Moors now, woodworks, talking about Moors that are active are really the renegades of the Moorish movement, and they're the ones that are messing stuff up because they don't have a charter and they don't have a seal, and that's not the real Circle 7. The real Circle 7 is the blue outline on the, because they got caught slipping. But they thought that it was all over. They thought that, yeah, we could put our feet up on the ottoman now because we got Noble Drew Ali out the way, we got the Qurans and the 101s, and now we can take over. But they didn't listen when Drew Ali said he's watching them from the soul plane. They didn't listen when Noble Drew Ali said that those Moors who are against me yesterday are going to be against me, and those Moors that are with me are going to be with me. They didn't recognize that Noble Drew Ali said to be read in every meeting, that if they don't read it in every meeting for 80 years, that when it comes out, it's going to be like Eureka for active Moors to realize really what's going on and what this is about. And that it was inside people that have this thing going on. It's inside people that have these people out here that say that they're conscious blacks dissing the Moorish Science Temple, dissing Noble Drew Ali under the guise of, you know, he didn't know what he was talking about. He was, you know, snake oil salesman and all this type of crap because of inside Moors. Europeans spreading propaganda for inside Moors causing propaganda. And all that's being cleared up right now because Noble Drew Ali put the biggest hex on these individuals. And he said that new Moors are going to come with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing. Take you, O Moors, seat you in the back, and carry out my law, which is what's going on right now with all these Moors that are waking up and realizing that something's wrong with the temples. And there's maybe only 5 temples out there that they can actually go to and get the real lessons. There's probably 5 temples out there that they can go to and they can actually get what Noble Drew Ali left for them. Because it's real plain and simple. It's not even anything deep that Noble Drew Ali left. Because he wanted everybody to have a chance. He wanted everybody to have a chance that he even said, before I leave forum, I'm going to incorporate the Moorish Science Temple of America as a religious corporation for all you dumb Negroes who don't understand law and constitution or whatever, but you can still use religion as a scapegoat to get out of whatever it is that you niggers get yourself in. Gave them some space to maneuver, to exercise, under the guise of religious. But they took that and messed that up. They even messed that up. And how do we know? We know because we've sent our missionaries out to test the waters. So we send some Moors out, go to court and say that this is national headdress. Send some other Moors out, you go out and you say that religious headdress. And we'll see which one gets the most leeway. And guess which one got the most leeway? Both of them, because this is a divine and national movement. And the Moors who said that is their religious headwear, they got to keep their fez on. They have to take their fez off because that's their religion and they have that right. And then the Moors who said that this is their national headwear, they got looked at as diplomats. They got bailiffs following them all around the court because they said that this is their national headdress. And the judge told him, bailiff, see those guys over there with the red fezzes on? Make sure you follow them. They're not following, building up no charges against Moors. They're following because Moors are diplomats. And the European knows this. So we trust that you're going to go out and you're going to go get the book, rvbaypublications.com, bring the people back in the constitutional fold so you can read the full story about FBI papers, what went down, who killed who the sellouts are. All the names are in here, and all those people are still around today, repping those names of the people who helped assassinate Noble Drew Ali. Remember what we said, more of the diplomats. We're gonna put this one on the record. This just got posted today, just something off the press, just so that we can put it out there so Moors can have a perspective. Right? So Moors can have a perspective of what it really is to be Moors. When I say Moors, I'm talking about all you people out there, you call yourself black, Negro, African, whatever like that, think that you're not Moors. You're Moors. You don't want to be Moors, that's your business. But we know as Moors that you're Moors. And you just don't want to be yourself. And we challenge you to be yourself. Not fake self because you wear dashiki or whatever like that. Forget all that crap. You're Moors. You go out there and tell people that you're Moors and look at them, look at you different. You go out there and tell people that you're Moors and look at the vibration of how people deal with you change. You say that you're a Moor. Just go to, just next time you have some type of issue with a European or whatever like that, and before you pull the race card, pull the Moor card. Don't pull the race card. Hold the race card. Pull the Moor card. Tell them I'm a Moor and see how they deal with you after that. Bet you stuff doesn't go how it will go like if you pull the race card. Bet you. And make sure you do a testimonial, upload it to YouTube so that other people could see and recognize that, yeah, that Moor stuff must be real because that guy's a black guy. I know that guy. And he's a black guy. And he said that, he said Moor, and then whatever happened, that must be real. We're going to put this out there. First and foremost, a noble brother, I'm told, started this. Case docket number U862-602. U8-6-602. Two cases were filed They contain 19 pages from the Office of the Attorney General of Michigan. He confirmed that the Washita Nation owns all the area of Michigan by rightful claim and then some, such as the Northwest Territory in its entirety. Kavit was to the judge. The transcript is at 36th District Court, People versus Abdul Rahim El Bey. The judge followed the instructions and evidence contained in Lansing, Michigan, a 19-page case, and it affirmed the findings, finding the state district courts have no jurisdiction over the Washita Nation. This is just one of the cases that have been hidden from us. This falls under a few definitions of fraudulent concealment. Party having superior knowledge who takes advantage of another's ignorance of the law and deceives him by studied by their courts. FINA Supply Incorporated, FINA Supply Incorporated versus Abilene National Bank, ABILENE National Bank. Know this for sure. When you don't know your rights, then you have none. Case closed. The Washita Nation owns all the area of Michigan by rightful claim and then some, such as the Northwest Territory in its entirety. Remember that Noble Ali was born to the Cherokee tribe. Cherokee is a tribe of Washita Moors. Noble Ali's mother is connected to Henry Tonika Turner, who is one of the heirs of the Washita claim. Remember, Noble Ali never said that he's Washita, but he's in the Turner family. Noble Ali never called this Washita Nation, but he did tell the Moors in chapter 47 in the Quran, Egypt, capital dominion of Moroccan Empire, about the jurisdiction of the Moors being from over there across the Atlantis onto present North, South, Central America and the adjoining islands before the Great Atlantic Ocean. Remember, Noble Ali told the Moors, look at what I have on. It represents the seat of power. It was handed down to me by a prince, Prince of the Washita. Remember, Alim El Bey, Washita prince, was the ones that came to Canaanland first Moor that we brought here to tell us the truth about our nationality and birthrights, that we're Moors, about Noble Ali and all that. Don't forget, he outlined everything. He outlined everything in his book, First World Order. Then you know it's legit. Because we got the signed, sealed delivery. Right? You know it's legit. Okay? So my god brother Kudro, Grand Sheik of the Canaanland Moors, we connected from the first meeting, and we've been moving divinely ever since. May your higher self continue to guide you. Peace, Dr. Alim El Bey. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. 903, say Islam to all the Moors, peace, love, and hotep. You know we're supposed to go somewhere today with this, but we had to give our honors to Hajj Malik El Shabazz for all of the monumentous work that he did to get us out of our Negro black colored necro state into the mindset of thinking like human beings and not thinking like we're colors or whatever. So don't forget, 9:30 p.m. Blog Talk Radio. Hopefully Blog Talk's working today. blogtalkradio.com/MHHS eyes wide open. Call in number 347-945-5899. 347-945-5899. Well, we did it. They tried to stop us on Ustream. You know what I mean? Thank you once again to the Conscious Mental Wrestling Federation for letting me know that you could actually stream on YouTube. If it wasn't for you Negroes, we wouldn't have had any class today. So we give thanks to the Moor haters for letting us have this avenue to use. Because Ustream shut down and tried to shut us out today because they knew where we were going to go. All of a sudden, they have server problems all of a sudden. Right? Islam to all the Moors, peace, love, and hotep. For all the new Moors, all the Negro black colored people who don't want to be that anymore and you want to honor Khalid, you want to honor Hajj Malik El Shabazz, who told you that you're Moors, you want to honor them, go to rvbaypublications.com, get your studying on, and get your mindset right. And stop listening to the conscious debate. Stop listening to the black leaders. They don't have anything for you but death and destruction of your higher self. Don't even listen to them. Don't even pay them any mind. Don't even give them any attention. Let them be in those debates by themselves. Stop giving them your hard-earned fiat, what you call money, for nothing. They have nothing to teach you. rvbaypublications.com and learn for free. Free. Come to Canaanland Moors, either on Ustream or on YouTube. Learn for free. Check out my good brother, Supreme L. Pardon the interjection on YouTube. Check out Rami Salam L. RAMISALAAM L. Rami Salam L. Check out Conscious Vibrations on Blog Talk. Free. No fiat, no pay nothing, no down payment so you can get the link so you can stream and all this crap. Free. Close out with the prayer. I want to say Islam to all the Moors again. Peace, love, and hotep. You already know. Got this going on. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe. Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Islam, Ashe. And once again, we want to say a big solar return, happy solar return to one of the master teachers, Hajj Malik El Shabazz. Peace, love, and hotep. Islam.